Hi, everyone. I'm determined to give you a succinct update. I tend to run on. um, to pick up from where we left off, Chukua had let everybody know in the last update that I had postponed the radiation treatment to sort out the digestive issues, which I've been calling SIBO for the last 9 years. I came across something that can cause the same symptoms, and it is likely related to SIBO. It's the acronym is BAM. It stands for bile acid malabsorption. It can, as I said, cause the same symptoms. And so when I mentioned that to my naturopath, she suggested that we do the treatment, which basically is the test. So if the treatment works, it it acts as a test to affirm that you do have that condition. Now, it doesn't mean I don't have SIBO necessarily, and it doesn't mean that it is a cure. It hasn't cured the problem. I had to stop for 24 hours and all the symptoms came back, but it's certainly giving me a break from this condition that I've had for so long and enabled me to feel strong enough to go through the treatment. So an update on the radiation treatment, which was meant to be 5 consecutive days, August 11th to 14th. I did all the preparation in advance. I had started taking all the supplements and some of the other holistic practices that are recommended that help to strengthen the impact of the radiation and also protect you from the side effects. I also had a beautiful healing circle because I feel very strongly that your mindset and intention makes a big difference. And because radiation wasn't my first choice, I really wanted to get my heart and mind aligned and behind, find a way in to see this treatment as beneficial. So I did all of that together with support of my beloved friends and community and started the treatment. And um, day one, fine. It was like you don't feel anything during, it's very quick. And I, well, I'll just give you a little bit more information that I did high dose vitamin C before starting. And then the plan was also at the end of it to help your system move any toxins through the body. And then I had planned to do exercise with oxygen every day. Officially, that is done with an oxygen mask, so you get increased oxygen while you ride a stationary bike. But the weather being so great, it's like, no way, I'm going to do this outside in my own way for longer periods. So every day I had planned to swim or hike or cycle or some combination of those things. And that's helped me feel so much better that I'm doing my best to continue. I don't always get every day in, but at least 3 or 4 days a week. And this is just week 2 since it completed, and yeah, doing pretty well with that. But anyway, um, I'd had a check-in with the doctor after day 2, and I was fine. And then that afternoon, some pain symptoms started, and that pain got worse through the night. It was pain in my right shoulder, mostly between the shoulder blades to begin with, but then it radiated down into my arm and wrist. And that was like a red flag for me because my doctor had mentioned, I thought it was connected with lymphedema. Lymphedema is a common side effect of um, radiation, which is swelling of the arm. And once that gets established, it doesn't tend to go away. And you have to wear like a tensor sock on your arm basically for the rest of your life, night and day, in order to keep the swelling down. I thought that could also cause loss of the use of your arm and hand, but that is nerve damage, which can also be a result of radiation or the growth of the tumors in those lymph areas. Um, so, red flag, I had let the doctor know. I had to wait a whole week to see her and have a conversation. So, um, I still had the choice after that appointment to continue. But what I found out during that appointment is that even though I was given the choice to do one radiation treatment, five radiation treatments, or the recommended 15 consecutive treatments, um, what actually happens is they adjust the dosage. So I chose five. They adjusted the dosage so that I'm almost getting, on completion of those five, I'm almost getting the equivalent of 15. And I asked, does that mean I got 3 times the amount that I thought I was getting? And she said, not quite three, but let's say 2.5. And she kind of, yeah. So the bad news about that is a lack of informed consent. It wasn't a real choice. I thought I was choosing a third of the amount of radiation. Um, but the good news is I only did two, and that basically is equivalent to about five. Um, and I have noticed some reduction in um, the size of the tumors. So that's the good part. And yeah, the option is still open. The doors are still open. I could go back again. So that's where we're at with the radiation. I'm continuing the exercise with oxygen, as I said. I'm continuing mistletoe, which I've been doing since I think around December. And yeah, a few other protocols, and thinking of taking on board another off-label medicine to treat cancer, giving that a try again. I had some adverse reactions when I tried it before, but I might have increased the dosage too quickly. So that's where I'm at. Sending you lots of love and appreciation.